Okay, can you hear me?
I totally can hear you.
Okay, so it's doing both. It's not
Because you
like
have multiple mics, you can actually assign one without it canceling out the other.
so, and I'm still able to record your end of the sound coming through without it recording my voice twice.
Without the reverb.
Yeah.
Right.
So, oh my god, dude, that took a little bit of figuring out. That was annoying. But I got it to work. I mean, you could hear me clearly in that little clip I sent you, right? As
Oh,
long as
yeah.
it was I mean, I'll have to move like when I actually
The
do this one
music.
day. I'll have to be able. I have to like so I don't sit on the edge of my screen. I'll have to
Right.
actually move the microphone over. Right now, it's whatever. I'll slide it down and push it over so it's hanging from above. But otherwise, yeah. And the music, this is that's easy. Like,
It was kind of loud at the end of it. Like, it was drowning you out at the end of the video. It
yeah,
almost sounded like the
because
music
it wasn't
was louder than you
I wasn't close to the
to the mic.
yeah to the microphone.
I wasn't sure if you could actually toggle like a volume bar just for the background music, you know?
Right.
Or if there was a way to
Is that
bring like the foreground audio and background audio. Because it almost, in your test video, it sounded like you were trying to get above the like you knew there was music playing in the background. You were trying to talk above it, you know, versus just having it play, but as like background audio.
can you hear it?
I totally can hear it.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's because
Creepy
I
something.
have it set louder normally, but as long as I'm closer to the mic so that you can, so I'm actually talking at the mic, makes a difference. Secondly, because the music is playing in the background through Lunabot, like that's my next thing. If I can try to get it to work, I have my own playlist, like my own music, right, that I made myself. I gotta upload it onto my YouTube Music, and then connect Lunabot so that it can play that, so that we don't get any royalty charges, any copyright shit, but we can have music in the background just subtly. Either that, or we'll just talk normally, and then I'll throw music on after I edit it.
So that it's not part of the stream, but you've like
Right, because we can't play
overlaid
anything
music.
copyrighted. Like, I mean, I don't care if other people want to be like, oh, I want to play this song. As long as it's not an actual copyrighted song, it has to
Right.
be royalty free. So if you want to play one of these techno remixes, that's okay because they're techno remixes that made by some asswad on the internet, right? They're not professionally made. But if you wanted to play Jimi Hendrix All Around the Watchtower, you cannot.
Hey, you're not.
Or
You're
that
gonna
video
pay.
gets flagged instantly. So
Yeah.
but if you have a Jimi Hendrix All Around the Watchtower super hardcore happy,
Techno remix.
super remix, which barely sounds like the original song, then
Right.
they're not gonna say no. You know what I mean? So
It would have to be like a different octave and a
right,
different beat.
we basically, and I don't know if I want this border. Now you saw the little green border, right? Please like, share, subscribe, blah 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 blah.
Right.
I can take if there's gonna be 6 of us, right? That means there's gonna be 6 squares on the screen. Then the border might cut into somebody, so I should probably just take the border off.
From all 6 videos?
No, the border that I had around the entire video. When you watch my clip, right, there's a little green bar on the top and a little green bar on the bottom.
Give me a second.
Yep. I'm gonna grab some water. Hold on.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see what. Yeah, with like the subscriber. Oh yeah, I know what bar you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want
And
to
it
have.
wasn't that big.
I can make is once in a while pop in a fucking thing. Like what I can do is this. This might get complicated. I make something play infinitely on VLC?
VLC? Yeah. Just hit the loop button. There's a little. Let me fire up my VLC.
Repeat. Yep.
Yeah, but you got to hit it twice. I think once is repeat once, and then hit it a second time. What the first time repeats forever. A second time repeats one time, and then the third time turns the repeat off. Did you figure it out?
Hold on. We're
Oh, should I hit watch stream?
all right. Is it?
Oh man, we got all these video boxes popping up now.
Yeah, where's my? Is it doing it?
It says subscribe. It says subby.mp4.
Oh, it's not supposed to say the name. But
Well, no,
anyways,
because you're just sharing VLC player. That's why
right.
you only see.
I'll take the. Is there a way to turn that off? Display
No.
title?
Not that I know.
Damn.
Of.
But either way, like I would just have that play on a loop in one of the little squares. I could do it like that.
I mean, are you? You could since the video is really just the word subscribe, you know.
I could just paste it in post when I edit the video. I could just once in a while have it show up on screen, flip out, and then disappear, fade back out during our talk.
Oh, because as I say, can't you do instead of capturing
transparent?
Instead of capturing the whole VLC player, can you not draw like a custom box to capture?
I'm using a screen thing in here, screen share.
No, I know, but I'm saying like when you screen share, instead of screen sharing the whole program, you can't. It doesn't give you there's no custom window to draw like a window. No.
No, stream quality, resolution. No, it doesn't let me do that.
Okay.
And I can't zoom in on it, no.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. If there's a...
Like I said, I can also just add it in post. Oh shit, look at me. For a second it was lagging there, my head was bouncing. Okay.
Oh, hold on. We're not going to get any here. For 3 days now, my fucking my torrenting computer's been down.
That's weird. So on my left screen here, on the actual Discord thing, it was my thing was all like I was having a fucking seizure. But I'm looking over at the OBS and it's fine. It's recording clear, crystal, no blur, no glitching out crazy, like. So that's whatever. As long as it works, that's all that matters.
Okay, how to disable the screen file name. Open VLC player, click Tools, Preferences. Are you actually doing this? Apparently, there's a way to turn that title off.
Yeah, I'm at VLC.
Alright, it says you go to VLC player. Go to Tools at the top. Tools, Preferences, the bot, and then open Subtitle OSD on the top, and then untick the Show Media Title on Video Start. So it's the second box on the top there. Untick it, hit save, and now when you do that subby video, every time the video replays, you shouldn't see the word subby.mp4. It should be gone. Here we go. I don't see it at all. Oh, now it says subby. What the fuck? Did you hit save in VLC player? Turn off VLC player? Huh. It just says that's the enable on-screen display to remove all words from the screen. What did I just do? Did it fix it?
One second. Yeah, there it goes.
All right. Love googling the internet.
I know it's catchy, right?
An update for the PlayStation. It was like the smallest update ever. I was on 9.50 and I had to go on 9.51. I was like, really? I decided to fire up my PlayStation for the first time forever. Mainly because this speaker is really pissing me off. And I don't think it's a speaker issue. I think it's a monitor issue. I gotta finish grinding up the blood so we can have some
They're gonna pull around here somewhere.
somewhere.
My desk is kind of cluttered.
I like that staircase you built for Sibo. That was pretty nice. Is he using it?
Yep.
Funny how when animals are young, they're very hesitant to using stuff like that, but as they get older, they start realizing that they're not 2-year-old lions in the jungle anymore, and they need to use the Senior Cat Express. I mean, there's a lot of seeds in this shit. So I broke down and I bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'll never play it.
It's okay. I got bored with it real quick.
Well, the reason I got it was because I wanted to have the remastered version of Assassin's Creed 3 with all the like George Washington shit in it. Because I had played it originally on the PS3, like when it first came out, and I never got to finish it. And then like we all moved there, and I just kind of gave up on my jailbroken PS3 stuff. And now that they remastered it in 4K with HDR and all that shit, it'll play really smooth. I was like, hey, for $30, they had a deal. You could get the ultimate edition of Odyssey, which I'll never play, and then the $15 was on sale. I figured, well, for $30, why not just get 2 games instead of just one remastered game for $16? You know.
Right.
I mean, I doubt I'll ever play Odyssey. Nothing of it really interests me. I
like Greek mythology and shit and stuff, but honestly, like I said, it was boring. It's the Ubisoft problem with games lately that it's always the same shit over and over and over. Go
Just
to all the
rehashing it.
objectives, complete a little fetch quest, move on.
Right.
You know.
Right, yeah, I'm totally not like a 110%er for Assassin's Creed games. I want to play the story, enjoy the story, and move on. I'm not going to sit there and get every fucking tower and...
Right, with a game like Elden Ring, it's fun to explore. Because it doesn't tell you where everything is.
Right.
And every area you explore feels like there's something new.
Oh, an Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll probably never play or Odyssey. Origins kind of look good, but I basically bought the game for Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered is what I did. I just couldn't see myself paying $16 just for a remastered game that I also will probably never get around to playing. I'm going to play the games I have now.
sick flow.
What is that in the background?
Pirates. Thing.
That's Pirates of the Caribbean.
All across the 7 seas, everyone can suck on these nuts.
I know you like pirate stuff, so
I'll
I'm
be
gonna put on a
rolling
pirate
7
track.
E's up. I'll be running shit even when I'm running slow. Pockets full
Rapping
I'm a
of
little-
about Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I read about that. Like, he was so set to do the next movie.
No. My mom said the same thing. Johnny Depp said he was done with Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, everybody's like, oh, he got fired from Empire. No, he didn't. He was done. He didn't, like, the last Pirates movie bombed so bad in theaters that he kind of was like, I'm done. What he was mad about, he wanted to be in the Fantastic Beasts movie. That's what
Yeah.
fired him from. That,
Which was bullshit.
a spy movie, and some Tim Burton project.
Tim Burton's still alive?
Yeah.
Of course, I thought he died. No, that's Jim Henson. Never mind. Jim Henson died. Yeah, I thought I had read though that Johnny Depp, even though he was done after Pirate, he still he would have reprised the role to like end out the role if they wanted, you know, because they didn't really like end the story. They really ended the last movie with Barbossa fucking, you know,
Well, they
could
were
have.
moving on from Jack Sparrow's character anyways, because there was supposed to be a spin-off TV show with Orlando Bloom's character about the Flying Dutchman, you know.
That
and all
never
this-
happened.
Yeah. Well, because, like I said, the last movie bombed. I mean, people forget, you know, everybody's like, oh, you know, this stuff, you know, Amber Heard and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know, that only started, like, in the last 2 years. The last Pirates movie was in, like, 2017. You know what I mean? That's 5-6 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right, he actually did Fantastic Beasts after the last.
Right.
What
Exactly.
do you
He wanted to do the fantastic. He was all about the magic stuff now.
I had read that originally Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow wasn't supposed to be the primary character.
Well, he was made up for the movie.
He's not entirely made up. He is a real pirate, by the way.
Sort of.
Jack Sparrow is based on a real pirate.
And so are the other ones.
Redbeard's the only one that like actually had a physical presence, like, you know,
Blackbeard,
Davy Jones was just a
Bosa,
statement.
Davy Jones, all of those people technically actually existed.
Right, no, but I'm saying, like, I got like a whole book of pirates, and Jack Sparrow's the pirate that Jack Sparrow was based on. There was a real pirate that caused a lot of bullshit and rose to infamy, but, you know, like all pirates, they ended up they saw the end of a noose is how their life ended.
Yeah, like Jack Sparrow, the character in the movie, is nothing like the Jack Sparrow in real life. In real life,
No, he's
he
not.
used to be part of the British Navy. Then
Yup.
he stole a bunch of cargo and then sold
Yup.
it because the British people were taxing the fuck out of him. And so he was like, fuck all that, you know. And his crew was about to mutiny, so he's decided to go to another harbor and sell all that shit. I mean, that's really what really happened. So, you know. But
Jack Sparrow was one of the last pirates to, what is it called? Where they're commissioned by the king to do, basically they're legal pirates.
well, they were salvage.
What's the word though? There's a word for it. Basically they got the approval of the king to like defend their area by pillaging and pirating other motherfuckers. They just took some link noises. Those, it's all from Ocarina of Time. All those noises are. What's her name? Navi?
Yeah.
The fairy? The Black Panther!
You feeling it? Ah! Yo, this is an awesome remix.
It is. It's like Link went into the woods and took some mushrooms, like.
I have a couple of artists saved on here that just do this shit for fun, like they're friends of mine,
Hey,
and they take like some of like the lo-fi stuff and combine it with like modern trap and hip hop.
ooh, ooh. A little heartburn, a little sweet on you. What?
I call them the reflux burps.
I just pounded a burger and a bra and
Yeah,
some
when sometimes-
potatoes.
I hate that when you burp and suddenly you can taste like stomach acid and you're like, no. For me, it's worse if I eat anything with like tomato sauce, whether it's spaghetti, pizza, or anything with onions.
Grape jelly.
Grape soda will fuck me up, dude. I love grape soda like not Welch's, what is it called?
I know what you're talking about. Sunkist.
No, Crush.
Like, oh,
Grape
Crush,
is
yeah.
my favorite, but it's so sugary that whenever I burp, it's like it foams up in my throat. It's gross. But I love it, you know, it's so good.
People bitch and complain. They're like, man, you drink Mountain Dew? I'm like, yeah? Like, it's the least fucking sugary soda of, like, have you looked at the inside of, like, how much sugar is in a Crush or a Sunkist? Like, it's like twice, it's like 110 grams of sugar. Where Mountain Dew is like 70. Yeah, that's nice that it works and you don't see the little video title.
Is it working?
Yeah.
No, the song.
Oh, I heard that. I could hear that too.
Alright, bowl. Packed. Alright.
I'm not going. So the speaker shit's pissing me off. I've come to determine it's not the JBL speaker that's malfunctioning. Because I can hook up as long as the audio. So there's two headphone jacks that come out of the computer monitor as audio out. One is literally labeled headphone. It's got a headphone symbol. And the other one just says audio out. And when I look in the manual, the one that says audio out says it's supposed to go to a preamp. Oh my god. Super Mario World, the first castle. Is that Iggy's castle?
Bowser.
No. No. Super Mario World, the first game.
Well, this is Super Mario Bowser's castle.
Oh, is it? But
And Fat Man.
so, like, I got the two audio outs, right? Headphone jack. If I plug it into the speaker, I get sound. If I plug the other audio out jack that just says audio out, if I plug it right into the JBL, nothing. If I plug my headphones into it, nothing. If I run it into the stereo receiver and then I run the headphone jack from the stereo receiver to the speaker, I got sound. But the issue is it's cutting in and out. Like totally fucking random. The only correlation I can find is when the volume is turned down, like to a low minimum, it happens more often.
Yeah.
And when I crank up the audio more, it tends not to happen as often, but it's still happening. So I have the PlayStation now. I'm thinking maybe I'll make sure the Xbox isn't sending some weird signal, because I tend to have the most issues with the Xbox because it needs like the most power, to push the 4K, all that shit. So the PlayStation, I'm sitting at my home screen, and my home screen, it's the classic PS2 crystal background moves. It's got that wavy ocean noise and shit. So it's always making an ocean waving, crashing noises, and that's how I can tell it's cutting in and out. Like this, like it's really annoying. And what I don't understand though is why it's. I don't understand why it's still happening. It doesn't. If I plug anything else directly into the fucking speaker, like my phone or a computer, just plug the computer right into the fucking speaker, it plays fine. No issues, no cutting in and out. It's only when it's trying to route audio from this computer monitor to the speaker. There's no reason that it's happening. There's no reason why it should be happening. It's pissing me off. It's like listening to your favorite song and it's only it cut in out like is it Kirby?
Yeah.
Did you play any of the new Kirby yet since I was over? No. What are you waiting for? You flip it over to the capture box and just hit record and record that shit, right? I got this big fuck mess pile of cards on the floor that I'm just so frustrated with. I don't even want to deal with it. I've been looking at them for 3 days now, and I have this little device right here that it's a filter, and it's supposed to help reduce the staticky noises and shit on the line. And when I put it in between the line, I lose the signal altogether. Which is just so weird.
You're getting to be a big boy.
Weird. put that away. Shit, hold on. I think the Xbox is on. Your controller needs an update. Really? Really? It needs an update because it was working just fine 20 minutes ago. Is this song originally from?
Show Caillou.
What the hell is that?
Google Caillou.
What is it? C-A-I-O-U?
Caillou.
What the hell is Caillou? It looks like fucking some really old educational kids cartoon.
It is a PBS cartoon.
That's, yeah.
Little gangster kids, bro.
Pretty low. There you go. It's really creepy watching this and then like listening to this song in the background. He was jumping around and like it was just going insane for some shit. Straight just rip somebody's fucking plants out of their garden. It just goes on forever.
No.
Oh. This is so annoying. There's like this stupid fucking audio digital signal that I never used to hear before. I have to fix this. This shit's driving me nuts. Is that Bobby's World?
No. He's red and furry.
I have no idea.
He lives on the street, bro.
I was gonna say Clifford, but I got no idea. My brain is lost right now for that.
He lives next door to Bert and Ernie.
What's his name? Oh, Elmo. I was gonna say he was on the street.
You know,
Oh.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, yeah. I need to figure some shit out here. That's
I'm Pablo. My name's Tyrone. I'm Uniqua. I'm Tasha. My name's Austin. And we're your backyard friends, the backyard again.
I gotta turn more lights on. Alright, and I got like this mess of chords. I gotta figure this out here. I should just put it all way the way back it was, but oh no, I just there's like no way to turn it down. Like, see, and that's the other thing. Like, when I run everything through the stereo receiver, I like the computer monitor no longer. It's so weird. It like no longer controls the volume. You know, it has the volume button. With this shit labeled right now.
Oh, what's kind of cool is I can, while I'm recording, I can have each audio input be a separate audio track.
So that you can have multiple audio
Change the
sources.
volumes for each one individually when I edit the video.
Is that like the audio mixer stuff?
Well, it's built into OBS.
This morning I want to talk about space in relation to what is ordinarily called reincarnation.
Shit, bro, we're about to get trippy up
Because
in
this
here.
is one of the most fascinating applications of the sense that space constitutes something significant. Now, the subject of reincarnation is one around which is ringed an incredible amount of hocus pocus.
Getting full for that.
It is perfectly simple, and all the evidence for it is already
Bunch of bullshit. My entire time of firing up the game Fallout.
It requires getting
Look at this
across something
bullshit.
that's just unfamiliar.
Alright. How do I flip the camera? Ugh.
There is obviously some
Hold on.
sort of analogy
There's a mouse right here.
which I've already drawn your attention to between space and unconsciousness. Between stars, there is darkness.
Hold on here.
Between stars, there is darkness.
Fuck here. I can't change my camera around. Oh wait, it's this button, right? Is that backwards? You can't read none of that, can you?
Okay.
Oh.
The stage relies on
There are these gaps, these intervals, and
Bunch of bullshit, eh?
conscious state must appear always to the
Yeah.
conscious state. As a
It says blue camo power armor skin, modular military backpack. Get the fuck out of here. They took that shit out that was supposed to add extra carrying weight to the game.
Were those mods?
They were creation club thingies that you had to pay for.
you
They
can
probably said they
conceive,
broke the game.
or barely conceive.
After what? How many years? They broke the game now?
Suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you
Shit.
wanted to dream,
Like, I don't know how they broke the game.
and that you could, for example, have the power within
That's
one
stupid.
night to
It says
dream
if I
75
continue
years
loading,
of time,
you know, I can continue,
or any
but
length of time you wanted to have.
whatever. I guess I never used them, so.
And you
whatever.
would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes.
I was just trying to fire the game up to get some audio playing in the background.
Every kind of pleasure that you could see. And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure each, you would say, "Well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control."
You want to see the nightmare chaos I have to deal with right here?
Sure.
So kind of a nightmare.
And you would dig
I don't know, like, if I
down
can do this
and say,
correctly,
"Wow, that
because I
was
get
a
feedback
shape, wasn't it?"
some things.
Then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make
There's,
further
like-
and further out gambles as to
And I
which
have
you
to,
would
like,
dream.
somehow incorporate. I've never been able to do this without extra parts. I always end up, like, not having enough
Dream
parts.
the dream of living the life that you are actually living today. That would be within the infinite
fucking mouse
multiplicity
again.
of choices you would have. Of
Oh,
playing that you weren't God.
Oh.
Because the whole nature of the Godhead, according to this idea, is to play that he's not. The first thing he says to himself is, "Man, get lost."
The guy who's talking sounds very
Because he gives
familiar.
himself away.
Alan Watts.
The nature of love.
He's in some other songs that they must have mixed him into.
Throwing yourself out, as in, for example, in basketball. You're always
Like a psychotherapist or something?
No, he's a
You say to
philosopher.
the other fellow,
and he
"Have a
gives
ball."
Okay.
seminars and shit.
And,
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're like putting in excerpts from his
That
stuff.
shit is like fucking
So
trippy.
in this idea, then, everybody is fundamentally
It doesn't look like a lot.
ultimate reality.
So
So many things not plugged into things.
this is the computer mounted. Everything I do is reversed apparently. So that's why it looks like I'm mental and I'm not grabbing stuff correctly. So this computer monitor, right speaker, left speaker, That's nothing.
Not God in a politically kingly sense.
Well, this
God in the sense
right
of
speaker
being the
and no, I should have it plugged
down
into
basic, whatever there is. And you're all that. Only you're pretending you're
I have sound coming from that screen, and that screen. So I got 3 chords here that are like inputs. Okay.
Yeah.
Or the reverse of it.
Well, technically they're like outputs because they're outputting to something. Oh, there's this chord over here,
Which appears to be the nearest we can imagine.
and
And birth, respectively.
they have to run through the stereo receiver over there,
When we die.
and then that chord comes out
To wake up,
back there somewhere,
but not to remember ever having gone to sleep.
and then the speakers have to go into that. It's not that hard. Like, once you break down what chords are what. But it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't like work the way the hypothetical is supposed to. Does that make sense? Like, I'll hook it up that way, I just told you, but it won't. Oh. No, it won't work the way it's supposed to.
People are
I'm not-
afraid.
I'm not actually changing anything.
Of the possibility
It's just,
of eternal annihilation.
yeah.
And I suppose one of the
All
most
right, so
eloquent
let's see.
expressions of that is John Betjeman's poem, Before the Anesthetic.
I got it.
Where he would prefer rather even the dismal hells than that
Supposed to
his
be like my
eye should
speaker.
cease to be.
Oh.
And other people, perhaps of a more rational bent, say, well, that's no problem. Because if you simply cease to be, there's nobody to be disturbed by. You can't experience not being there forever. And what most people do is they project upon the prospect of annihilation the
Annihilation?
imagination of being shut up in a dark prison, in, as it were, a super sensory deprivation chamber forever. But of course, there is no, the notion of eternal annihilation really has no meaning.
Super simple.
It is an attempt to conceive nothingness, non-experience, and so far as our imaginations are concerned, nature abhors a vacuum. We have to project something into that. Because psychologically as well as logically, it is a void.
I just do that.
However, you see, just as we've been discussing the notion of all creatures whatsoever, not to mention all people, feel themselves in the middle. They feel central to their experience. And being central to experience is the nearest thing I can conceive as a meaning for the word I.
And this chord does this go to?
I.
This is supposed to go. How the fuck the sound come through that? Yeah.
Not an ego, because that is a social structure, a social institution, which has been kind of implanted upon our psychological behavior. So if a person believes that the Earth is flat, you can't talk him out of that. He knows it's flat. Look out of the window and see. It looks flat. So the only way to convince him that it isn't is to say, well, let's go and find the edge. And in order to find the edge, you've got to be very careful not to walk in circles, so you'll never find it that way. So we've got to go consistently in a straight line, due west, along the same line of latitude. And eventually, when we get back to where we started from, you've convinced the guy that the Earth is round. That's the only way that'll teach it. Because people can't be talked out of illusions. But now there is another possibility. Let's say we take as the basic supposition, which is the thing that one sees in the experience of Satori or awakening, whatever you want to call it, that this now moment in which I'm talking and you're listening is eternal. That although we have somehow conned ourselves into the notion that this moment is rather ordinary and that we may not feel very well and that we're sort of vaguely frustrated and worried and so on, and that it ought to be changed. This is it. So you don't need to do anything at all.
No, it's wrong.
And if you understand that, it will automatically wake you up. That's why Zen teachers use shock treatment to sometimes while they hit people or shout at them or create a sudden surprise. Because it is that jolt that suddenly brings you here. See, there's no road to here because you're already there. And if you ask me, how am I going to get here? It'll be like the famous story of the American tourist in England who asked some yokel the way to Upper Tuddenham, the little village. And the yokel scratched his head and he said, well, sir, I do know where it is, but if I were you...
It really tripping me out, man, this music.
So, you see, when you ask,
taking me back.
how do I attain the knowledge of God? How do I attain nirvana, liberation? All I can say is it's the wrong question. Why do you want to attain it? Because the very fact that you're wanting to attain it is the only thing that prevents you from getting it.
You already have it.
You know, this thing monitors everything, right? I'm running music, the VLC, the capture, and the Discord, and I'm still only using 34.8% of it.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. It's when you start getting into like rendering in real time is when you start crushing your CPU. Are you streaming too? But you're not streaming. You're not like uploading, streaming, are you?
Recording.
Just capturing, right? And because you're doing it locally, you know, it's not that intensive. Which is not that's good, right? The more hardware you have, the better. Okay.
When you
got audio coming through on all three ends, but I don't.
It's like that. If you're not awake, it shows you don't want to. You're still playing the hide part of the game. You're still, as it were, the self, pretending it's not the self. That's what you want to do. So you see, in that way too, you're already there. When you understand this, a funny thing happens. And some people misinterpret
There,
it.
Sherlock.
You will discover
Oh, wait.
as this happens that the
a good
distinction
point.
between voluntary and involuntary behavior
like it.
disappears.
One of the best gifts I've ever gotten.
You will realize that what you describe
And you were just gonna throw it away.
will
No,
They
I
had
just had it sitting on my
tinfoil.
shelf.
feel
Just
exactly the same.
had
as what's going
tinfoil
on
as the
outside
bowl
you.
because, you know, back in the day you couldn't buy screens
That's
as a
other people
kid.
moving, and you know you're doing that. Just like you're breathing
I got. Okay.
or circulating your blood.
You know, I should really
If you don't
label it.
understand what's going on, you're liable to get crazy at this point. And to feel that you are God in the Jehovah sense. Say that you actually have power over other people. So that you could alter what they're doing. And that you are omnipotent in a very crude, literal kind of Bible sense.
That's deep.
See? And a lot of people feel that and they go crazy. They have to put them
Like
away.
divine
They think they're Jesus Christ and that everybody ought to fall down and worship.
experience.
That's only they got their wires crossed. They haven't been able to, this experience happened to them,
Blackboard.
they don't know how to interpret it.
Where's Blackie?
So be careful of that. Jung calls it inflation. People who get the holy man syndrome. That I suddenly discovered that I'm the Lord and that I'm above good and evil and so on, and that therefore I start giving myself airs and graces. But the point is everybody else is too. Everybody else is too. If you discover that you're that, then you ought to know that everybody else is.
Oh no, that's wrong. Thank you. That's not. Okay. Okay.
Most people think when they open their eyes and look around that what they're seeing is outside.
Third
It seems,
speaker.
doesn't it, that you are behind your eyes. And that behind the eyes there is a blank.
Oh fuck.
If you can't see at all, turn around and you see something else in front of you. But behind the eyes there seems to be something that has no color. It isn't dark, it isn't light.
What is it?
But what is that behind your eyes, you see? From the moment it went bang in the beginning, that's the way it started. Organisms like us sitting here, were involved in it.
Up in that Lambo with the 10 down. Let's go.
I was just finishing
Pull up in that
making
Lambo
a
with
video.
the 10 down.
I'll put it in the little box over here. The second one. I'm rendering it real quick.
The subscribe box. So when you're are you monitoring your CPU usage when you render? Does that go up like a lot?
Went up from 34 to 37.3.
Well, I mean, it's only usually in real time. So I mean, is it still rendering?
Yeah.
Right, but you're not like rendering it in 4K or nothing. Like, I mean,
We'll see.
rendering it in 16K. Alright. This. Okay.
I'm gonna add it to the list. Let's play after the spoilers thing. Wrap up. Alright? Keep watching. After subscribe, and then it'll do the spoilers. And then it'll do the thing. You ready?
I pull up in that Lambo with the tin on it. Let's go.
You like that?
With that little Pink Floyd triangle,
Yeah,
little.
isn't that cool? Does that work?
I like that. And it's even, you know, it said everything you needed. It was simple though.
I didn't want to make it overly complicated.
Good. Simple, but cool as fuck looking. What is that? Left speaker? Output. Speaker. Right. Fucking on there.
J Squad.
This shit sound like Batman. Batman.
Turn it up.
Yeah. We have no sound. From nothing. Motherfucker. There's nothing.
Nothing?
No sound at all.
Batman. Batman. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Robin. Penguin.
It's true.
Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Holy rusted metal, Batman. Holy jumpin' G-Willikers.
Brother's dad was all in the old school Adam West and Batman and shit.
You know, once
That's-
in a while there was like a really good episode in there, but otherwise, holy shit.
I know. It was ahead of its time.
Batman.
Why is there no sound? This Black Man?
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
Passing this place. Computer monitor. Computer monitor.
Prepare for assimilation.
Wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be.
This shit. So, what the fuck is this for? That doesn't do shit. Wait, come on, fuck. Wait. Alright. Okay.
Are you a supporter of the
What
Marine
the
Corps?
fuck is that for?
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
That's stupid. Huh. Shit. I think I got another floor. Wait a minute. You're not gonna want me to go. Ah.
I'm watching you.
Excuse me?
That's exactly what the Undertaker told John Cena.
Okay. Seem to be an impasse.
Are you a supporter of the Marine Corps?
Absolutely.
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
Yeah.
And his name is John Cena.
Damn it. All the fuck going on, man? Really? It's a remix of Mr. Sandman? That's awesome. Yeah.
Bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Still not. So what am I gonna do? Nothing. I must have something crossed. Well, oh. The user error here. This should be working.
Checking any sound?
None.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
It's the dream.
Oh!
It's stupid. Why is it not working? Yelling and pitching usually solves the problem. You ever notice that? Yelling into nothingness tends to solve the issue. Like an answer's just gonna drop down from the sky. You know, solve the answer.
Do I know how to solve it? No.
Wow. Oh, will solve the answer. Whenever you don't know what's wrong, you've exhausted all of the resources. Consult the bull. Consult the bull. The bull knows all. World hunger? Have a bull. Nuclear winter? Have a bull. Zombie apocalypse? Have a bull. Impending doom and annihilation of all humanity? Have a bull. Have two. On my gravestone, I have one that should just say, have a bowl. Wow. Look at that. They had I want to say Harrison Ford, but it's they had a Han Solo, Big Pin, at Walmart the other day, and it was so like it's so weird how the inventory selection is made because there's been all these like fucking Naruto and My Academy, whatever the fuck that show is called, My Academia Academy or something. But there's all these like it's like some Japanese anime, and but they got all these fig pins, and then every once in a while there's like a Mandalorian something in there, and then for like a couple weeks now, and then there's just randomly there's this Han Solo standing with his blaster, just one. I was like, fuck, man, I should have picked it up. I was walking around the store with it. So I put it back. I was like, it's not really going to fit my... But then I thought it would fit my thing. Bounty hunter, smuggler, like, it's borderline pirate. Like, I should have picked it up. Then they had a... I didn't have to see the price for it, but it was one of those like bigger box sets, and it had a regular sized Dumbledore in it, like second movie Dumbledore with the glasses and stuff, and a huge thing of Hogwarts, like the castle, and I was like, oh, I should have got that. This song would never get old. Oh. Yeah.
Walk the plank.
Well, was in it.
What? I'm about to do something. Hold on. Alright.
Oh,
Yep.
what happened?
Hold on, I'm doing something.
Oh, there's stuff on the back of it that mounted on the wall. I never even noticed that shit. Oh. I'm chilling. Chilling and killing and fulfilling. What?
Can you see that?
I see a still image of looks like to be the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, alright, ready?
No, hold on.
These are spoilers, bro. I smoke my bone. Does your chair say 24/7?
It certainly does.
Alright, you ready?
The $1,200 24/7. Yep. The sound.
I don't know why there's no sound. Could be the video
Heard it.
itself.
I heard it for a second.
They might have cut it out because it's copyright. This video's probably getting taken down soon. It's a leaked image from the Doctor Strange movie. So
Oh,
John
boy.
Krasinski is in it as Mr. Fantastic, as I predicted.
From another multi,
There's
right?
fucking
From another.
Black Bolt. Yep. And she covered his mouth so he can't scream. Boom. So his head explodes.
Damn.
She's gonna kill Mr. Fantastic. Bro, Wanda's the villain, as I predicted for Doctor Strange.
Damn. Supposed to be Black Panther?
No, that's Captain Marvel, Maria Rambeau, and
I was standing around with
whatchamacallit?
a group
here.
of guys, and I could see this guy doing that.
Mr. Bean.
And he came up to me after a while and he said, "Excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean?" And I said, "Well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr. Bean." And he said,
My mama
"I
made
wish
this.
you were." And there followed this bizarre conversation in which the more
There's
I
a
tried
joke,
to claim
like-
that I was the person whom he thought
My
I
grandpa
merely
Jim, my
resembled,
mom.
the less he believed me.
Just there's like this untellable
happen to
joke
you.
that
Like,
Mr. Bean like
is it your house
reminds
in
me of my grandpa
Moldova?
Jim for some reason.
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I do rent
Oh, that's
my
what's her
house.
name, Mrs. Sprout.
If you're interested.
Two other people. I mean,
Yes,
she owns
other people. And it's the nearest house to France, which is very important in this story. And it's £425 a week, and it sleeps 6 people
there a cleaner?
for 7 nights. It's clean.
Is there a cleaner?
Yes, yes. Anyway, one day I got a call from the police, and they said, "Are you the owner of the gun emplacement?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Are you aware that it's been used as a drop for criminals to get rid of their drugs, or, you know, it's a drug drop." I believe that's the phrase. And I said, "Well, of course I didn't know. What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, people have rented it. They were a gang from Liverpool, I think. And they took my house and they dropped the drugs in the bay, and there was a helicopter that came on the roof. It's a flat roof, you see. And they had cocaine. They had something like 13 million pounds worth of
What? No, it wasn't like a little thing. This was a massive...
What? A massive 13 million
Jesus Christ.
of cocaine. I've never taken anything.
No, that was like wholesale.
Oh, wholesale. Listen, it's wholesale, of course. Well, of course, I was horrified because I didn't know. I mean, I don't have anything to do with the people that rent it.
No.
I just take the money, you know. And I could get more for it because it's really lovely, actually. But what was upsetting to me was when it was reported, of course, in the Daily Mail, all the people online said, "Oh, she must be in it. You know, she's part of the gang."
Oh,
What?
yeah.
And they were calling me Miriam Escobar.
Proper Western. I mean, we see Tom Hanks gun-toting, which we rarely see.
Well, I don't wear one. I am given one later on, so it's not like, you know, I'm not doing the rootin' tootin' kind of thing. But I ride a horse and I drive a wagon, and I've discovered. So I'm not a rider per se, but I did learn. I got to know a fabulous horse named Wimpy, who was my horse. Wimpy was my horse, and. I don't know if anybody here has ridden a lot or made a Western. Emily has a couple of Westerns under her belt, as I recall. Emily, my darling, how are you?
How are you?
So wonderful to see you.
It's good to see you.
Emily Blunt.
Do you know I'm about to do a Western? Like, next January, I'm doing a 6-part Western, and we were just discussing how allergic I am to horses, and I do every scene with a horse, you know. I'm going to be antihistamine up to my eyeballs.
Do you have to kiss the horse?
I do.
Isn't that
what happens in Westerns? You make out with your horse?
You develop an affection for those beasts. I must say.
You and Wimpy were very close.
Every morning you throw your arms around Wimpy and say, "How are you, my darling little chestnut? I'm so nuts about you." Which you sort of have to do, because I have a feeling that horses honestly, they would much rather live in a world without human beings
Yeah.
climbing on top of them.
And they know the
They'll-
moment you climb on their back that you're terrible at riding. Like, I mean, I've been learning right now. I'm in London now rehearsing for it, and I go riding 3 times a week. And every time they give me a different horse to see, you know, how you fare.
Oh.
With one that's more sprightly or one that's less of a Ferrari. And I got on one the other day called Rusty. My God, it almost took off with me. It was terrifying. I couldn't walk the next day. Rusty did me in.
Rusty did her in.
Rusty did me in.
Oh, wow. Is that the name of the film?
This isn't, no, of course this isn't a spoiler, but so there are, you know, there are set twos, you have some tetchy moments and words, and obviously you can kill them. But can we talk about the sex scene? It's one of the best sex scenes I've seen in forever, that sex scene. Who put that together? You know, seriously. You... No, and it's not like they're kind of like prancing around naked. It's just, it's a really clever. Who put? Did you guys put that together? Did Ridley Scott put it together?
No, we had nothing to do with it. Excuse me, I'm just trying to cover my universe over here.
And of course, it's not just you in it. Other screen legends, Jeremy Irons.
In the sex scene?
Jeremy
is in it.
Jeremy was particularly. He was great.
He was behind the camera.
Why are you having sex? I want to know.
This is a breakthrough role for you, Jack, because an American accent.
Yes.
Yes.
I was doing an American accent.
What, in that clip?
Yeah.
He was.
I feel the Oscar buzz whistling away.
It was.
No.
I'm so sorry. I heard it. Terrible.
Yes, no.
Yeah. It was good. It was
Thank
good.
you very much.
I heard it. I heard it. It was
You
good.
see, what a lot of actors do when they do an American accent is they tend to just go for like one region of America and they commit to a single American accent. I decided with this role that I would take us on a tour around all 50 states. Sometimes in the same scene. I thought, why just do one when you can show off them all? So I would start the scene talking like I was from New York, and then all of a sudden I'm suddenly speaking like I'm a Cali girl, and by the end of the scene they're stopping me because it sounds like I'm from the Dukes of Hazzard. And it went all over the place, but I thought, you know, just show off your skills.
You were a bartender, and I just love the idea. You would be such a good bartender, Mark Ruffalo.
Thank you.
A generous. Don't you know he'd do a generous pour? He would always do a generous pour, Mark Ruffalo.
I would do a generous.
Big heart. Yeah.
Mostly because people would be like, "Come on, man." Really?
But no, but didn't you? You had your own cocktail.
I had the margarita. and
You could have gone with Ruffalo, but no, margarita.
But I ended up having, you know, I'd start early and I'd have my Thursday night crowd.
Yeah.
Partially because, and I'm sorry, Sean McPherson, wherever you are, I gave away a lot of free drinks. It wasn't a great quality in a bartender.
But you were good dealing with drunk customers, which is
I had to deal with a lot of drunk people, yes. And sometimes they were not very nice.
Oh, no.
There'd be nights where I'd be up to my eyeballs in a-holes.
I'm saying nothing.
Should I keep going?
I don't know what
that's supposed to mean.
What?
Wait, what? What did I say?
Nothing.
Is that a spoiler?
No.
Is everyone...
No. Nothing. No. So, no, wasn't there a guy who wanted... wasn't there a drunk guy...
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Wasn't there a drunk guy?
It wasn't that kind of bar.
Wasn't there a drunk guy who wanted Sambuca?
Yes, there was.
Okay, so tell us about him.
So occasionally, you would get someone who was so obnoxious, and it was the end of the night, and this guy came in, and he's like, all right, and he was wasted, and he was such an a-hole. And he's like, I want a Sambuca. I'm like, come on, man. You're doing okay. He's like, give me a Sambuca. And
Did he hit
Okay.
his knee like that? The bar.
I thought, yeah. Give me a Zambuca. I'm like, okay. So I pour him the Zambuca. Light it! I'm not gonna light your drink, man. I don't like drinks. Okay, you wanna light your drink, you light your drink yourself. Light it! Okay. I light the drink. He takes it. And it goes all over his face, dripping down his face, blue flames everywhere.
Jesus.
And I'm trying not to laugh. And he beats the hell out of himself to get it out. Give me another! Oh. Sure thing. Want me to light it for you? Yes! Same thing all over again. It was one of the greatest nights.
I sort of like him for having another one.
I loved him. He walked out with like a flaming red goatee.
Oh, that brings back a really painful memory.
It was you?
No.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
No, when I was like 12, 13, I was a late bloomer, but I had a premature mustache. Like I had hair there and nowhere else, right? I mean my head, of course. And I was begging my dad, because kids were making fun of me, like, hey, your stash, swimmer, your mustache, you know. And so I was begging my dad, hey, can I please shave? And my dad was like, you're too young to shave, I'm sorry. But I took matters into my own hand, and I borrowed some of my sister's Nair.
Oh, no.
And for those of you who don't know, it's like a chemical hair removal.
We got it Imac, I think. Imac, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I put it on my lip, but I left it on too long. So I had a burn mark.
Just like the guy.
Just like the guy. Only it was, you know, I had to then go to school, and everyone knew I had tried to take my hair up, and they're like, what the? So all these other names. So I'm sorry to relive that trauma, but I want to share that. So.
Very good. I heard you talking somewhere today how your height difference makes those stunts more complicated.
Thank you, Graham.
I didn't say it. Zendaya said it.
No, that is a good story.
It's a good story. Well, you see, there's a particular stunt. I don't know if it's in this, but there's a, you know, Spider-Man swings us on top of a bridge, and he places me there.
Oh, there you
and
are.
That's the bridge.
Yeah, that's the bridge.
We eventually jump off of that. I was
Great.
screaming. Yeah. So he's supposed to gently, you know, rest MJ on the bridge and walk away from her. Because of our height difference, I obviously, if we're on the same point,
Yeah, 'cause we were attached, weren't
we
we?
were attached. I would land before him. My feet obviously hit the ground before he does. So, what would happen?
Well, it's called a bottom mark, isn't it? And the bottom mark is it's a thing that they do in stunts that is basically designed to stop you shattering your kneecaps.
Oh, yeah.
So Zendaya would land, and I'm the superhero. I'm supposed to look cool. And she would land, and then I would sort of land like this, and my feet would swing from underneath me, and then she would catch me. And then you're like, cut! I'm like, oh, stop doing that!
But you were actually very, very lovely about it. You were like, oh my gosh, thank you.
It's so nice to be caught for a change.
What?
Did you ever watch the show?
The Graham Norton show?
Yeah.
I used to watch a show that was a new show. The dude died or something? Or
Don't answer this question if you don't want to matter. But I don't know why you brought this up, but I need to discuss. You had an extraordinary disagreement with your wife about yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about?
By myself, you mean?
Actors,
yes.
Yeah. Kind of. Like interviews.
Yes, you know this story. Listen with interest.
one night, as you do, we were talking about stuff, and I just happened to mention, and of course, being circumcised, I said.
They were chatting. They're married. They're married. They're allowed.
And she said, "You're not circumcised." I said, "What do you mean? You've only known me all my life." I remember my mother telling me why, because it was fashionable at the time. She said, "You're not circumcised." I said, "That's ridiculous. I should know if I'm circumcised." Of course I am. End of conversation. But the next day, I happened to be seeing my doctor. Are you okay? I was seeing my doctor for my annual physical.
Of course.
So, while he was down there, I said, "Excuse me, Doc." Oh, by the way, Irv, my wife and I had a little disagreement. I am circumcised, aren't I? Because she says I'm not. And he goes, "Not." I said, "No, it's not possible." So he looked down again and he said, "Hey, I'm Jewish. I know the difference."
That is a bizarre story.
Too much. I have grandchildren.
Grandchildren watching the show.
You're gonna have to change your Facebook status now.
Yes. No more beef stew.
Well, there's more beef stew. Were you born in Hawaii?
I wasn't born in Hawaii. I
But
was
you lived
born
there.
in San Francisco, but I did a lot of my growing up there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
so
thought you
it was
were born
amazing.
there.
I don't know. I don't think. No.
You told me.
I didn't. No, I told you.
swore you said.
I've known you for years. I've always said I was
Well,
born
when we
in
were
San
there, you gave me a big speech like, "This is my land." I started. I swore he told me.
Yeah, but I'll share that with that.
Well, that now all of a sudden, San Fran. That was San Fran. Then I transferred. When we were there, you gave me a very spiritual speech about how it all started. How your mother held you over this cliff. Big speech. This is the cliff where I was born, and my mother gave me.
My mother gave me
Try to be respectful. Hawaii was beautiful. Beautiful, mountainside and lushness, and we shot in this beautiful place called Kualoa Ranch, where Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, was shot, and the ones after that as well, and it was just amazing.
But you didn't like it, Kevin.
He hated it.
No,
this is the problem.
I didn't like it at all. I mean, outside of the spiritual grounds that you took me to, and I swore you even sung a song. You were like, yeah, but
Just share
I
that with them.
remember. I specific. We'll talk about it
Really?
later.
Well, how'd the song go?
What song? You were like, Kuna Matata.
Yeah, that sounds like an original.
So did you bring your medals with you? No. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you might be wearing them.
No,
Kind
we
of-
have
oh, no, they're just casually in the back pocket.
So we go,
Look, these are proper Olympic medals. Wow. Marion, have you seen an Olympic medal?
I actually did.
Because the French lads beat us.
Oh, was it French people beat you? Oh, the French got gold.
We'll have to go after them, boys.
Is there anyone in Ireland who hasn't seen those medals? they look like being round the block, those medals.
They're fairly cancelled, yeah.
And of course, now, Michael, down in Killarney, word must have reached you of the O'Donovan brothers.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I wasn't in Killarney at the time, but everybody knew about it. That's for sure, yeah.
And Marion, watching that clip, could you understand the accents?
Nothing, not a word. I understood since.
What the movie says with Michael with his thick Kerry accent.
So listen, because the people loved the interviews you did during the Olympics, but like you guys knew you were being funny while you were doing the interviews.
I don't know.
No, I think it was funny because they were being themselves.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we weren't trying to be serious, but
yeah.
it just,
You did
Just kind of happened that way, like.
You
yeah.
did seem very happy to be in Rio.
I was quite serious about the whole situation, though. Everything we told us the truth, like.
Yeah.
I think people were saying, like, people ask us these questions all the time after races. It just so happened they put a camera in front of us in Rio.
And also, you won a silver medal, so suddenly everyone was interested.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, this is like Ireland has never won any medal in rowing before, have they?
Well, not at the Olympics. No, they have a few World Championship titles, all right, but it's the first Olympic medal, yeah.
Woohoo! Very good. And the interview where you talked about your approach to the race, the phrases you used in that. So explain to the people what you said in that. Do you know the one?
What did we say?
About going A to B fast as you can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tis a fairly simple sport, like. There's a start line and a finish line. And you walk on the...
Quite complicated here, like.
People do complicate it, like. And your men says go at the start and there's a hooter at the finish, and if you can get from go to the hooter, then...
No bullshit, like.
I'm trying to think, this is based on your life. I mean, this is things...
Yeah, but, I mean... loosely, Graham.
No, but things like, isn't the washing machine, that happened to you?
What?
The washing, you were very hungover.
Oh. Yeah.
Go on, tell Jodie Foster that story.
All their stories are really cool, though, Graham. When I was teaching, which is what this show is based on, I went home one weekend, and I was in my 30s. I was probably 33 years of age. I went home to see my mother, and then I went back, and while I was at home, my mother did my washing for me, because I was only 33. And then I went back.
Yeah, that was only
on the
33.
Sunday night, I got really drunk, and then I went for a curry. And then the next day, I went into school. I went into school, and it was a school in Slough, and it was quite a rough school, but they had a really brilliant hearing impaired department. So there were hearing impaired kids who, struggled. They were really looked after in the school. Anyway, I was really hungover. I went there, and about break time, I felt really uncomfortable. I thought something's not right, you know. So I went to the toilet, and I pulled my trousers down, and some of my mother's knickers had got mixed up in the wash she'd done, and I was wearing my mother's underwear. And I went, oh, God, no. Oh, I remember going, oh, you loser, this is such a low point, you fucking loser. And then the curry and the booze kicked in from the night before.
Oh, no.
So I did like a fecal Jackson Pollock. And I started going, oh, God, not this as well. Oh, Jesus. So I cleaned myself up and I pulled my mother's pants back up. And I went back into the classroom and I saw one of the hearing impaired kids just looking at me like this. And that's when I remembered that I had a microphone directly... Here we go.
A lot of young actors, they revere you, so they look to you. The other thing you inspire is impressions, people doing impressions. Now, when people do impressions of you, is it like sort of nails on a chalkboard, or do you kind of enjoy it?
No, I kind of enjoy it, especially if they do it well. It's great. I love it.
I only ask. No, because any Hiddlestoners watching will know, Tom Hiddleston does impressions. You do impressions of lots of people. So who is in your canon?
It's a expression of admiration, just to be clear. So I do impressions of people that I admire, and I sort of listen to them. The first time I did an impression that anyone was aware of, I was just telling a story about Midnight in Paris, the Woody Allen film I was in, and how I'd never read the whole script, and I thought it was set in the 20s. And I turned up and I bumped into Owen Wilson, who didn't look like he was in the 20s at all. And I said to him, so wait, hang on, who are you playing? Because I'm playing F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I know Corey Stoll's playing Ernest Hemingway, and we're all playing figures of history. And he went, Oh, no. I'm from now. I go back in time. There's a time machine. And, it's kind of cool, and it's kind of woody, and you just kind of, it's kind of awesome. I've been made to do impressions of my fellow Avengers. I think everyone does an impression of Christopher Walken because he's such an easy kind of.
You know, I feel like what this show needs is more cowbell. It depends on what you like me to say. Basically, there's no punctuation. Anything that comes out of my mouth.
I like that. I know whole pages of heat.
You surprised me.
So there's this scene in the middle of the film, which you'll be familiar with. You were there.
The one person you don't need to explain it to.
He remembers.
You're very good in this.
He remembers. Yeah. There's a scene in the middle of the film, which is because Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Sorry about this.
Don't worry.
They're separated, like a great thriller. They're separated for the entire film, and they meet twice, once at the end and once in the middle. And it takes place at a restaurant in LA. It's a great scene. It's one of the great pieces of screen acting you can hope to watch. There it is. There's a picture of it. It's like it's a mutual recognition of each other. Anyway, so there's a bit where they sit and have coffee and have tea and talk about stuff. I'm going on, I apologize. Anyway, so Al Pacino at one point, Al Pacino says this. He goes, so, we're sitting here like a couple of regular fellas. I mean, you do what you do, I do what I gotta do. If I'm there and I gotta put you away, I won't like it. But if it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down. And then Michael Mann cuts back to the esteemed gentleman at the end of the sofa. What if you do got me boxed in? I'm not gonna put you down. We've been face to face. Yeah. But I will not hesitate. Not for a second. That's my... This is so meta. I feel like I've gone into a parallel universe where
You're playing all these parts.
Yes, I apologize.
No, it's great.
Yeah, I did an impression of Ken Branagh.
That was my favorite scene in the
Was it
movie.
your favorite scene?
Yeah.
It's a
Still?
great...
Yeah. No, but my favorite scene that was written before, not because of doing it, but my favorite scene written in the film.
Yeah.
You know, that's
It's a great piece of writing.
Yeah,
It feels like it plays in two singles in a way. Like And it's like the most beautiful game of tennis.
Did you each do lots of takes? Did you do lots of
I
takes?
forget how many takes we did. I don't think we did more than 5 to 8 or 9 at the most. Maybe less.
And you talk about your dreams and you talk about your life. It's so great. It's so great. There's another bit where you go. He says, Pacino says, so you never wanted a regular type life. and Bob, may I call you Bob?
Yeah.
Bob says, what's that, barbecues and ball games? Yeah.
Amelia, obviously your mother loves you because you're her daughter.
Yeah.
But she is actually a sort of a fan as well.
No, it's not quite that. It's, no, she is. Oh, goodness, right. So, one day my mum came to set on the Star Wars set. And I was getting this thing called Cyberscanned, which is where you stand in this kind of loads of cameras and they kind of take your form and put you into a computer and make a toy or some sort of merchandise or your face on a cushion. And so I go off and do this and I come back and Mum's like, I've made a great friend. And I'm like, brilliant, it's lovely, excellent. And she's like, it's the merchandise, director of all of Star Wars or something. And I'm like, wow, that's very impressive. And then before I know it, what comes in the post is loads of cushions with my face on it. So my own mum gets to see it a fair amount, but apparently it's not enough. So I was kind of blown away at how much merchandise there is.
Yes,
it's
but
really,
also,
and it's not even, I mean, it's just the beginning. It was like the pre-merchandise. Not even the real stuff is out yet, and my mum has all of it. But doesn't know about the doll yet, so
also, this is so weird. I don't know, is this in your flat or her house,
oh, God,
this
no.
room?
Right, OK, so basically, she thought it'd be really funny if I came home and it was everywhere in my room.
OK, so this is Amelia's actual bedroom.
Well, it's like a joke, and then, oh my goodness, and we found the photo, but it's not like that now. There is another reason why I'm single.
You took a first date back to that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Come on in. I just did this little thing once. I don't have a CV, I just have a bedroom.
But this is cool, though. So your mother, a big fan, but Brad Pitt, also a very big fan.
That was the best night of my life.
Yes.
Literally.
Tell the story quickly. Tell the story quickly.
Was there an Amelia duvet situation?
Yeah, there was a duvet.
We're all ears.
Sheets, slippers. There was this auction thing that happened, and they called me and said, "Would do you want to auction something off, like maybe sort of an experience, watching the show with you or something?" And I was like, "Okay, it's lovely. It's great for charity. Yeah. It'll be for some, something. Yeah. And it'll be fine." Anyway, so I get there, and it's basically it'll be a good thing. I get there and it's basically like this. It's basically it's the Oscars. Like there's so many celebrities in this room, and I suddenly remember that I said that I would auction something off. And so the fear grows. So I was petrified, absolutely petrified. And then the person whose table I was on is a friend, and he was being very kind and kind of put the paddle up, and I was like, thanks very much. That's very sweet. That'll be that. And then someone else's paddle went up across the other side of the room, and I didn't really know. And then suddenly it was sort of becoming a bit of money, and I was kind of thinking, oh, this is absolutely mental. And someone went, it's Brad Pitt. And I was like, lol. Sure. Yeah, exactly. And I look over to the room, and he's got his paddle up.
Brad's paddle.
Brad's paddle.
Was the paddle involved in the experience?
No, not quite. Well, it didn't work out because the person who was my friend, I think it was probably all set up. The person who was my friend ended up, doing the highest bid. But But I just kind of looked over with just the most insane emoji heart eyes, being like, "This is just the greatest moment of my life."
What?
She had giant emoji heart eyes.
Yeah, she did.
All right, I need to figure this out.
The expectation, the hopes for this were high. Ridley Scott's involved, Harrison, you were involved. But presumably, this isn't the first time.
Not just involved.
You're in it. You're in it. You're on the poster. Yeah. OK, my question is this. So there must have been mentions of a sequel between... It was 1982, wasn't it, when it came out? So between then and now, so why now, why not before?
I guess because Ryan wasn't available.
Well, for many years he wasn't available.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, not for 30 years. But they were waiting for me to grow up. But they decided to have to go ahead anyway. No, they finally came up with a good with the story. I read it, and I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. And as I read it, I read about the character that Ryan?
It's Ryan.
Ryan.
came to play, and I said, and with great enthusiasm, I called up the producers and I said, "This is great. I can't wait to get blah blah blah." And what a great part! Why don't we see if we can get Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, I don't know how to."
Gosling?
Gosling. Brian.
Yes. Good. You guys got
Ryan.
that. You got that on tape?
Ryan Gosling. And I said, "Why don't? This is a great part for Ryan Gosling." And they said, "We've been talking to him for months." Now wait a second. They'd only been talking to me for weeks.
So the last time she was on, she was promoting a film. She didn't know who she was playing in the film. It was finished. It was in the cinema.
It was a long time after we'd filmed it.
You might have checked before you came on a chat show.
I just love how honest she is about it. I have no idea. I don't know. Just with a smile.
I don't know why they also, because contractually, no offence, but we were sort of asked to come and
all right, fine, thank you.
But I love you too.
Wow.
She doesn't mean that.
I don't mean that. I didn't. Oh God. You see why?
She doesn't want to be here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not true. I love Graham, but I do wonder why they asked me to do it. I don't help, do I?
I assume thinking she's never been in one of my films.
Oh, she's good.
I like her.
I like her.
Thank you very much. I like you.
So who did you meet at the Golden Globes?
How long you got, man? It's just like, so.
Did you meet these guys at the Golden Globes?
No. I met her before these awards, Governors Awards, and she was really cool, and we just spoke about stuff. It was really nice. Yeah. And then, but no, I met Oprah.
Good story.
It was the. He was really nice. She was a nice person. It's cool. That's like.
I couldn't believe he was English because his accent was so flawless in Get Out, and I was like, oh my God. And anytime I meet anyone who's English, I'm just immediately like, I love London. I miss it. Do you live there?
Oh,
yeah.
So you talk about London? Yeah.
We talk about London.
We should. Yeah. And then no, I met. That's what happened, yeah. I met Denzel. I met Denzel and Oprah at the same time. It was just this segue. It was just this I don't know, like African American excellent segue or black I don't know what happened. It's like Denzel came up to me and was like, he came to me in English accent. He was like, yeah, mate, yeah, cheers, mate, cheers, mate, cheers, mate. And I'm like, what's happening? How do you know who I am? And he was like, and then he went to his wife like, he thinks I don't know who he is. And then he goes, come meet Oprah. And then I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna meet Oprah, let's meet O. And then I just, I hugged her. I hugged her so tightly. She felt so good, man. She felt good.
Apparently she smells she has an amazing smell.
She smells amazing, Graham. Like, I swear, Oprah is just premium.
Can the rest of the couch... You must have all met Oprah. Does she smell amazing?
I've never met Oprah, but when I do, I'm going to hug her for sure. I smell her at the Golden Globes, but she was too far away.
You got to inhale deeply.
We're
inhale
all
deeply.
going around sniffing near Oprah.
Now I know why there was suddenly such a nice smell in the room.
No, she was really cool. It was really surreal.
Now, I hate to pick on Eddie.
Come on!
Eddie, your kind of... Would it be right to say your sexual awakening was a two-dimensional sexual awakening?
Oh, God. No, it's true. I was once interviewed and I was asked, like, who were your first crushes? And I did. I loved The Lion King when I was younger, and I had a weird obsession with Nala. Look at her face. She's so sweet. She can sing really well.
That's wrong. That is so wrong. And is it true you like Maid Marian as well?
Yes, that is true. She's a fox, though.
No, but I have that
Yeah, do
too.
you?
No. But in Eddie's defense, they draw them really sexy.
Well, did you like Robin Hood?
Robin Hood was quite sexy.
We've got Robin Hood. There he is. And that tunic is worn very low, I notice. Yeah. He's packing.
It was my first attempt at stand-up comedy. And what happened was I'd always wanted to do stand-up comedy. I didn't have the guts to do it. I got very drunk. I had a go at doing it as a blue coat. My mate said to me, just copy all the other comedians at Pontins and steal their jokes and basically talk to the front row. So you're supposed to say, where are you from? They say Scotland. You say, who paid for your holiday? Where are you from? Wales. You make a noise like a sheep. Rubbish jokes, right? But I said, that's terrible. He said, don't worry, you're just padding. What you're doing is you're looking for comedy gold, which is, where are you from? They say Kent, and you say, what did you call me? Right? Now, at Pontins, this used to take the roof off, right? So I tried it, but I was very drunk. So I go on stage, and I say, where are you from? This bloke says Scotland. I can't remember the joke. I say hello. Then I said to where are you from? The guy says Wales. I black out and I go, hi. I panic. And then I say, anyone in from Kent? And this bloke shouts out, me. And I said, well, you're a So I'm sent to Morecambe. I know people always end these things with, I swear to God, that's a true story. But that is verbatim how it works. It's still in your act, isn't it? It's still in my act, it really
Hello. Hiya.
What's your name?
My name's Aileen.
Aileen?
Yep.
And I'm guessing you're from Ireland.
I am. I'm from Derry.
Oh, you're from Derry, up for the north of the country. OK. And do you live there or here?
Study here. I live over there.
Oh, right. What are you studying?
Costume design. Costume interpretation.
OK. There will be subtitles on Friday. Right now, only I can understand it. Anybody else can understand it too, yeah, but
Okay.
I know. Yeah,
I can't.
No. So far, you're not missing anything.
I've never heard of costume interpretation before.
It's like costume design, isn't it?
Except fancy.
Fancy? It's fancier, Frank. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All the lever.
OK, off you go.
Right. So, lead up to Christmas, I was back home. And how did you...
That face. Did you get any of it? Christmas.
Something about Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. That's the only good detail so far. Just pick out words, you'll follow the story. Say, blah, 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 Christmas, blah, 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 home.
Gone into the shop and I had to get milk and bread. So I literally was really stressed. So I was like, run out, get the groceries, let's go. Told my boyfriend to do a lap and just pick me up, no need to park the car. So as planned, I came out, perfect timing. Silver people carrier just casually drifts by, casual speed. So without hesitation, I sprint across with my groceries, jump in the back of the car, screaming, and thump in the back of the chair, shouting, go, 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 go! But taking in mind it was Christmas and I had like a scarf up here and a hat. Which was my boyfriend, turned out to be this middle-aged, like, 60-year-old woman. Screaming. Jesus! And pushed her foot on the accelerator and then threw on the lamppost.
We found a selection of poor and sometimes, frankly, just essentially lazy translations into English on foreign menus.
Oh,
okay.
fantastic.
So imagine we're all in a restaurant together. Yeah. And I turned to Stanley. I said, "What are you going to get?" And Stanley might reply, "Well, I'm going to get the sausage and the father-in-law." What could that possibly be?
I don't know, but the image images it conjures up.
It must be some sort of toad in the hole, mustn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
It's getting worse.
It must.
Yeah.
This is I mean, really. I mean, I don't think anybody.
Specific relative, isn't it?
Yeah,
Father-in-law,
but,
you know.
And I don't think anyone wants this German-type sexual harassment. But I don't think you can go wrong with a nice place of hand-shredded ass meat.
Oh, dear.
Oh, everyone's favourite. Do you want some more? Just another handful. What do we have next?
What wine
Now, this
goes
is-
with that? Stanley, you'd know. What wine goes with that?
I'm doing a wine pairing menu. Yeah. Oh, this is a special brunch for the weekend. I might have the fresh salad followed by a variety of opinions. I like that. It's lovely. You can almost imagine that on a menu. Yeah.
Under a magic cost, though.
That's like Parliament. That's what they serve in Parliament.
But then sometimes people are just a bit lazy. So this one, there's bigger menu. There's some smoked cow feet, and then there's just cow something. I looked it up. There wasn't there. Just cow something. I don't know. It's just it's beef, innit? Just have it. But that person took a bit of trouble. This next person couldn't be bothered at all. Item number 2 on the menu. Whatever. It's food, innit? It's food. Have it. It's only your dinner. You'll eat again. It's whatever. We move on to dessert now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all have a bowl of nuts with scum. What's nuts with scum? You can get strawberries with scum as well. And if you really want to push the boat out, why not have some chocolate puke?
Food would be this.
Fucking fantastic.
And finally, is there anyone who doesn't like sweet tight pussy? Well done, all the badly translated food. Is it true, and this seems unlikely, that you own a single piece of every bit of memorabilia that they produced for Lord of the Rings?
Oh, well, that's half true. So I've got a few things from the actual film. So I have the ring, I have Sting, I have a map from Bilbo's study or the living room in Bag End. And I just recently, because I went back and did the final bit on The Hobbit, and they gave me the book that Bilbo writes in. He writes The Hobbit, there and back again, A Hobbit's Tale, and then I finish it as Lord of the Rings. They gave me that red volume, which
The
is
actual
beautiful.
prop?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And on my last day in Hobbiton, it was pretty magical. I know, it was amazing. But then
Hobbiton.
This is set. This is all right. It's a real. So listen, it's a real place. They've actually.
No, it's not.
Graham.
Let him have his dreams. Don't you screw up his dreams. His feet are big too. Let him dream.
So they've actually built it. We built it for Lord of the Rings. We took all of the facades away, and then it's since been a tourist attraction. And now it's been rebuilt for The Hobbit, but with sustainable materials, with real woods, so it'll always be there.
Wow.
So from now on, you'll actually get to see Hobbiton and visit it as a real place.
Well, that's good.
And will you be able to stay there? You can't stay there, no.
You can't. Oh.
But they are turning the Green Dragon pub into a visitor center.
Surely. You wonderful people coming in. Where's my bedroom? This way, sir. Here's the jacuzzi. There we go. Let's get it going, Bobby. I'm sure people go, yes, we're going to Hobbiton for Christmas.
I turned 19 when we first went to Hobbiton. And I'm 30 now. I was talking to Pete when we were there on my last day. I said, you realize that I had my 19th birthday in Hobbiton? Yeah. Isn't that wild? Wow. Puts things into perspective.
Not many people can say that. I had my birthday party in Hobbiton. I was circumcised at Disneyland.
No one could have known that it was going to take off and become a real place. Yeah.
Stop it.
It's like a real place.
It's a whole tourist industry based on that.
Good luck getting into New Zealand, asshole.
What's your service?
Look, it's him! It's Graham Norton. Come on, Graham, good luck on you.
He's a Hobbit denier.
He doesn't believe in Hobbit. Bastard!
And can you look at a cartoon and come up with a voice?
Well, like with Happy Feet, I got to be, like, I played 2 different characters. Initially 3, but then they were worried that the one voice sounded too familiar. But when I got to play an Argentinian penguin, used to play the little machismo penguin, you know, the guys, the Argentinian guys were going, what do you know you want it? What are you looking at? You know you want it. Look at it. Don't be afraid of the flippers. I love you. I brought you some pebbles. There's some bling, baby. You want some bling? You know you do. Yes, you're hot, and you know I got a beak that'll make you feel so good. And then you had, like, all the crazier ones, you know?
Listen, talking about animation, we got people in our audience to draw cartoons of themselves. Now, I'm sensing self-esteem issues.
Well, let's see.
Now,
oh no.
Now, God forbid, when I ask to see this woman in the audience, that she looks like this.
Graham Norton, you better not put that up on a camera. I will bitch slap your bare ass around the stage. I will be on you like shit on Velcro. Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay, show the picture.
This is the lady. Now, her name is Jane Hayes. Jane Hayes? Now, let's have a look at Jane in the flesh.
Jane?
Jane, you're beautiful, Jane.
Jane, you're not a gay black basketball player.
Now, spare a thought for Sally Jenkins and I think her husband. Look at Sally. Where's Sally?
Suffers from paperclip tits.
Sally, you look quite buxom. With your funny little terrier ears. Look at you. Oh, and for some reason you've drawn a penis on your own face. Why has she done that?
She's done a penis with 2 tiny balls. And what are those? I don't know. There's 2 upside-down bells.
Oh, my God. Is that your husband, Dave? Is that you? Yeah. And are you naked as well?
Yeah.
What's that strange line?
Yeah, but more importantly, what's peeking out here? Oh, those are 2 balls going, I'm down here. And why did you have an accordion for a neck?
Oh, yes. Yeah, what's with the neck?
We were drunk.
I know that. We were drunk.
No shit.
Enough. Yeah. Who else have I got? Oh, actually, I'd quite like to see this woman. Stephanie Jack. Where's Stephanie Jack? Hello, Stephanie Jack. Now, there's Stephanie Jack in the flesh, and here she is in the cartoon. It's quite good.
This is a great Japanese anime character. Mr. Titsalot to come to your house. She have big eyes to come to your house with a larger breast. Open the door with her nipples. Look at those. Hummin', 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 hummin'. Mr. Bouncing Breast. Follow the bouncing breast. Wow. That's kind of one. Can I have this one?
Yes, you can.
Been on the road for a while.
Why were you having the... Was it a deep tissue massage you were having?
Where are you going with this, Graham?
Weren't you having a Turkish massage or something?
I don't know what it has to do with what we're talking about.
But it's a funny story, tell it.
I had an awful experience having a Turkish massage where this guy's idea of massage was to, like, take my one leg and the other arm and try and connect it behind my back. And I was kind of like, you know, like that. And then his belly went in my mouth.
It was like a little Borat moment.
And you know when you get something weird in your mouth and you're like, if you're eating something, you go like, your brain sends your tongue to figure out what it is. It's not a conscious thought. It's just like, is that a bone? Figure that out. Your tongue goes in to figure it out. My tongue was like, what is that? It's a hairy belly.
Sounds like you're heading off a newspaper.
Now, Emilia Clarke, did you get to
Yes.
chat with everyone backstage?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah, kind of, maybe. Not really.
Emilia Clarke loves Matt LeBlanc.
Hi. I'm actually blushing. Yeah, I just think you're wicked.
It's a game of two halves.
I think Dominic's wicked. His baby in the corner.
Are you returning the favour? Do you watch Game of Thrones, Matt?
I watched it the first season, and then I kind of fell out of it, and then I tried to watch it this
That's okay,
season.
that's okay,
And I don't know
that's
what's
okay.
going on. I can't keep up. I feel
There's
so
lots of
bad.
stuff going on.
There's so
Yeah.
much going on.
There is. There really is. But it's okay. It's all
I mean,
right.
I could lie, but I don't want to lie. I'm a
No. You've seen the good. You've seen the good bits. You've seen the first season.
Is it all downhill from there?
No, but what is it? It's season 6 now.
It's season 6.
And it's bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Whose laugh is that?
That seriously sounds like a chicken
I thought it
has
was
been
a
released
chicken.
into the studio.
They can't be. No.
Is that I thought it was going to stop because I thought there was a mechanical fault with something. But that's a human being. Oh, it's that man there. All right, well, I'm glad you're having a nice time. Yuck it up.
I will. I will
no,
watch,
so-
I
see-
promise.
I know. I do have one slight request from you, though.
What's that?
So would you be able to ask me how I'm doing?
Oh, yes, do that.
You can say no. Everyone will hate you, but you can say no.
Yeah. No. Yes. Well, since I, haven't been up to speed on the show, I will
Yes,
say.
thank you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I caught that from back here.
It worked.
Yes, it did.
There's some scenes where they will play music, maybe a bit of if it's a wide shot and it's not like so. It's the closest we get to sort of going for it in one piece, and they'll play music or something. And my temptation is always just to try to make Dakota laugh. So sometimes I'll do things like when there's a moment where I'm meant to, orgasm, I'll be like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
See, people do that.
Which, by the way, if they don't, they should. 'Cause it's like a Ryanair flight. When a Ryanair flight lands, it goes, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So, yeah.
When people travel, they collect things, postcards, dolls in national dress. But you collect, like, animals, like living animals.
Well, I don't collect them, I rescue them.
Oh, okay. So,
rescue
did you rescue anything when you were in Sicily and Tuscany?
Not in that one, but in the movie I did right after, in Bulgaria, I did.
Okay.
And I had promised my husband I was going to stop because at the time I had 10 dogs, 5 parrots, I had alpacas, horses, cats, and by the way, one without a tail, the other one without a leg, And they find me, they come to me, these animals, which he doesn't believe me, but they do, and I promise him no more, okay? We were up to 30 animals. I swore no more. And I was there, and a little puppy who was abandoned and was gonna die. I won't tell you the sad story because it's a comedic show and I'll start crying. He came to me and I couldn't help it and I picked him up. And his name is Ochoa, after the goalie of the soccer team in Mexico. It was a World Cup. And I took him and then I was terrified. How am I going to explain this to my husband? I promised. And so I came up with this brilliant idea to pretend that I was having an affair. And then, no, with somebody, to make him think I was having an affair, and at the end I would say, no, it's not an affair, I picked up a dog, and then he would feel better. that I picked up a dog.
This is
and
clever.
I'm
It's
not
good
having an
idea. Good
affair.
plan. Good plan.
So I left him a message. You must call me at this time. We need to talk. It's very important. And I never do that. And this time, okay, what happened? What happened? And I said, listen, I feel so terrible. I don't know how to say this to you. And I know this is not going to go down well. And I'm really nervous. And please have mercy on me. Have patience. Be understanding. It's been so stressful. And I'm so tired. And I was so lonely here for so many days. And you know, you do crazy things when you're in this state. And he said to me, oh, please don't tell me you picked up another dog.
One of the things you can do is you can conjure up people's fears.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're afraid of quite basic things. You
I'm
yourself.
afraid of like most things. Like anything high risk, I'm terrified of.
But those are rational fears.
Okay, irrational is like spiders, but they actually, I become paralyzed when I have a spider in my room.
Really?
Yeah, I like wish I were tougher than that, but I'm not.
Now, Mark Ruffalo, were you serious when you told us what your fear is? I mean, it's a good fear.
I think it's a founded fear.
I think it's a founded fear.
It is.
Tell us what it is.
I have a phobia of being chased around with poop on a stick.
That's fair.
I wouldn't say. I'd say we've all got that fear. There's no one that goes, no, I'm up for that.
It started when I was a kid.
Was this weird parenting?
For some reason, kids thought it was funny to stick a stick in dog poop and chase each other around with it. But that scared the crap out of me.
Because of the cleanliness problem of it? Like
No, 'cause it's
spreading
poop.
germs?
It just does poop.
Because he's afraid of sticks.
But now, Jeremy Renner, though, yours is brilliantly specific, and I think without knowing it, I think we probably all share it.
We may. I don't know. I didn't have the fear when I was younger because we all go through this. But it's when a little child, and I'm the oldest of 7 kids, and I got a lot of little rugrats running around, and these little roaches start losing their teeth. And they get a little wiggly, and they like to show me like this little dagger flipping in and out of their mouth. And like, look, Uncle Jeremy, I want to pull this thing out. I'm like, get out of here! You're freaking me out.
But don't you think that is really freaky?
It's like her thumb.
It's just really.
Do it again.
Yeah. It just really kind of grosses me out. The cutest little thing on the planet starts to do like the creepiest thing on the planet. And I'm like, get out of here. Like, here, tie the string to my thing, to the doorknob. I'm like, get out of here, creep. Disgusting animal.
How old are you at this stage?
That's now.
Little ones running around, flipping their teeth falling out. Look, we all have this, you know, when you have the dreams, your teeth fall out. I don't know what it means. Anybody know what it means?
We get bigger ones.
No, you have bad dreams. Am I the only one that has bad dreams?
No, weird. A friend of mine just had that dream too.
Just a friend of yours?
Yeah, not me.
What does that mean?
I think that's
I don't know.
something to
I
do
don't
with
know,
fear
but
of
this is
money.
strange.
Fear of money, I think. I think that's what the teeth
Who has
falling
fear
out.
of money?
Renner's maybe not afraid
maybe
of
I'm just
anything.
afraid of my teeth fucking falling out.
Sorry. Now, Josh, what is your fear? What are you afraid of?
Well, I was going to go with flying, but I think I'll go with...
Girls over 12? I feel terrible. I don't know what came over me.
I'm not going to lie to you. The last minute of my life, I wouldn't have predicted that. How was it, Mark Ruffalo? You're not going to believe what he said to me. He was bang on the money. He's a very perceptive man.
It was the Dora poem.
Try and justify it. Do you know what? I've always hated the Hulk. He's shit.
Don't make him angry.
Yeah, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, Ruffalo.
My son said that to me the other day when he was mad at me.
What, that you wouldn't like him?
I always hated the Hulk. I think he's shit.
What is the hold that the Spice Girls have over you? Is this real?
Yes, it's real. And I just feel like I've been talking more about the Spice Girls on this press tour than I have about the movie.
That's because you wept. You wept
I
in
did
Australia.
Weep. I know, I wept.
Did you really weep?
I really did.
But now, which one was talking to you?
Mel B.
And was she really talking to you, or was it a message?
No, it was a video message on an iPad.
And that made you cry?
Yes.
What, were you jet lagged?
Yes. But I also, you do understand, because we're in the UK.
Yeah.
I was a fiend. I was obsessed with the Spice Girls. And they taught me about girl power. And I love them. I think they're fantastic.
What's the song?
There's so many, Jamie. There's so many.
Girls of the world.
Spice up your life.
Every boy and every girl.
Spice up your life.
Hey!
There's so many, and they're so fantastic. And today on the radio, Mel C talked to me over Skype.
Oh, wow.
So it's really very exciting.
Okay, now, who would you say is your favorite Spice Girl?
Emma Bunton, Baby Spice.
She's your favorite.
She's
Okay.
my favorite.
Who's next?
Don't do that.
Just a question.
All of the other four.
So Emma Bunton.
Well, Emma Bunton was the one that I had blonde hair and bangs, and my name obviously is now Emma. My name was Emily, but it was taken when I became an actor. And so now it's Emma. And yeah, I love...
So get me this. So one gave you a video message and one talked to you on Skype.
Yes.
But you're telling me you've never met a Spice Girl?
Are you gonna do something right
Have
now?
you never met a Spice Girl?
Are you gonna do something really?
Have you never met a Spice Girl?
Wait, hold on. I have to mentally prepare myself.
Have you never met a Spice Girl?
Not in the flesh.
Okay. Now, as you know, Emma, it is very rare. It is very rare for more than one Spice Girl to appear together for any reason at all. So, they're not here.
Was it a honeymoon couple on a plane?
They were, yeah, there's a couple they were on a honeymoon, and the plane hadn't yet taken off, and the woman who had just gotten married just became violently and horribly ill on the plane. I mean, it was not like a pretty little like sick bag kind of thing. It was just like, I'm going to paint with my organs. Like, it was just crazy. And people were freaking out all over the plane, so they brought a stretcher down and they put her on the stretcher and they're wheeling her away, and like her new husband is just kind of cruising along with the thing, and he sees me and he's like, Deadpool! No way! High five! And I'm like, what has she got? Like, what's happening? I don't wanna, like, he's like, let's touch eyeballs. No. Like, and by the way, your wife is like half dead. Help her, man. So it was just a very surreal moment. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're on their second anniversary now.
Yeah,
just kicking it somewhere.
Such an embarrassing thing happened to me yesterday on the tube. So I've obviously got anyway, right, basically what happened was, so I was stood on Oxford Tube platform.
Yeah.
And I've always got, so you know, like a glass keep cup, you know, like rather than going to a coffee shop and getting a new cup, I carry a glass one that I then wash and re-get my latte. And so I got my empty cup and I was just stood down and stuff, and an elderly gentleman was walking towards me on the platform. And I was just like, oh God, I just want to get on the tube. I hate getting recognised. And he started to walk towards me, but then he had his arm out, and his arm came into my space. And on the tube, on the platform, it's crowded and it's a bit, I don't know, I just got the kind of like, oh, what are you doing? A bit aggressive, unnecessarily. And actually what he was doing was he went, oh, sorry, I thought you wanted money. And he was trying... And he was going to put 10p in the keep cup.
That was the greatest story.
I know, but I was like, yeah. Oh, God, oh, man. Oh. And I got on the tube and I just, like, sat there. And I was like, someone make eye contact so I can tell this story. I was, like, waiting for someone. And I was like, I've got a really good story.
Because, Dwayne, presumably, you can't hide. You can't put a hat on. You're not put a hat on that. I mean, but yet, I've seen you in a gym, like a public gym. So do you just get bothered all the time?
All the time. Yeah.
But how do you work out?
Anonymity's gone out the window.
But how do you work out in the gym if people are constantly coming up to you?
Just be nice, say hello, get them moving.
Get them moving. Lift them.
But fame is a funny thing, right? So that story for you, well, that will be like the constant anchoring reminder, right? Of like how cool fame is, but also never like...
I don't have the stress you have, though, because I think the thing is, if you are 5'6" and you've got a hat on and you're dressed like most of the time a teenage boy in a baseball cap, headphones on, head down. I catch the bus and the bus and the subway every single day because I'm not in anyone's eye line like that. But I imagine there is something about if you can't.
You're 7 feet tall.
Taller.
So yeah.
But Kevin's had weird. You've had weird fan characters.
Well, what happens if you're 3'2"? Like, how does that? How do you?
What are you talking about?
So rude.
Wait, no, how do you deal with that?
5'2", you know that.
Hey, look at everybody.
5'2".
I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. So
I don't think. Well, first, there's two. We're skipping around some points here. First thing, she's saying she's dressed like a teenage boy. For somebody to put money in your cup, it's got to be a lot worse than that. Just be honest. Okay?
Put it in, the lid was on.
There's something within the appearance said, I need to help this person. Make sure they eat today. Something happened. For me, I mean, it's bad. And because I'm a big deal. It's just.
You get the guy followed. Was it in a restaurant where he followed you?
Oh my God! I had a guy actually follow me into the bathroom. This is a true story. I'm in the stall. You know, I gotta go. And you know, the guy while I'm in the bathroom, he's like, Kevin, can I get a picture? And I'm like, you know, because I'm obviously a very big guy. I stand up for myself immediately. I say, hey, not in here. You wait until I'm done. Okay? You go outside. I take it with you when I get outside. And I go in the stall and close the door. And, you know, you would expect whoever that was to have left. They're gone. And I do what I got to do. And it was one of those situations where I had to be in there for a while. And I'm in there. And, you know, literally, you know, when you get comfortable, you start to take your time. And I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling. It's a comfortable environment.
It's what you do at the mall.
That's it. I get done and I get out the stall and close the door. No. He's right there. He's like, man, you were in there for a while. He's like, can we get the picture? And I was like, I meant outside the bathroom, man. Out the bathroom. I'm not taking a picture with you in the bathroom. But the fact that he stood there, very nicely the whole time, it made me feel obligated. And I was like, hey, just come on, selfie, real quick. I was like, don't tell nobody you saw me in here this long.
He's been friends with Jason Statham ever since.
But I'm distracted by the makings of a cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Oliver.
Who likes a cocktail at Christmas, everyone?
Yeah!
You like a cocktail?
I like a cocktail.
Shall I?
Yes, please. Now, what have you brought us?
OK, well, I like to give Britain a little tip every now and again, so you need to find yourself a sheath, right? Now, this is a... Just a minute.
Hold on.
No.
I don't know if I want that drink.
Okay. If you go to the really posh cocktail bars, you get these incredible ice cubes that they hand carve. Oh, no. We go get a water bomb, right? And we just split it and we peel it off and we get a lovely round... Bear with me. This is what they do in the posh places. Then we're going to make a Christmas Negroni.
I love this.
I think of myself as a Christmas Negroni.
Only you could have said that. I couldn't have got away with that one. So Negroni, I want you to think of it as medicine, right?
Okay.
If you've got every one of us has someone a bit boring, a bit sort of dodgy come into the Christmas party. There's always one. So then what you do is you take this Negroni, aka medicine, right, and it turns people that are a bit problematic and boring into interesting people.
Whoa!
So a Negroni is 20.
What's Jamie trying to say?
I know, right? And he's pouring 3 drinks.
This is 20 mils of Campari, 20 mils of vermouth rosso, which we've scented with a little cinnamon and Christmas fare.
Yes.
And then we have a little gin, a little bit of clementine to get you going. Are you ready for this?
I'm like, come on, man.
Now, once you sip this, if you don't become more interesting, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
So go on.
Okay.
Lovely.
Take one, pass it down. It's like school.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, we have 4. We have 4.
We have 4. Yes.
No, we're all there.
Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
This is a bit like A Christmas Carol and We Are Scrooge, because like Merry Christmas, everybody. It's like 600 Tiny Tims.
Yeah. Okay.
100 Tiny
Come
Tims.
on.
Oh, that is
How
delicious.
come the world's changing?
Hold on, I'll be the judge of whether or not it's delicious.
No, I like that. It has just enough Christmas in it.
Here's the thing. No, that's very good. That's right. You want to sit? You want to sit? Hold on.
Here we go.
I'll drink from this side, so you can drink from that side. You can drink from the other side. You got this. You can see what you think.
Is this like feeding a gremlin after midnight?
How's that? That's good. That's good. That's not too bad. I'm not mad at that.
No, it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? It's nice.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
So now we've got our Christmas cocktail. yeah, a Christmas to remember.
Yeah.
That was the Christmas. The underwater sequence.
Yeah.
That looked hard.
Oh dear.
That was pretty difficult. It was a really technical, probably about a week at Pinewood, because we shot film here in London, and it was all underwater. It's a sequence where this sphere falls off a cliff, and she and another actor by the name of Justice are stuck inside of the sphere, and I'm on the outside of the sphere trying to rescue them as it sinks, and
water is filling up the gyrosphere, and at one point we're completely submerged in water, and
yeah, we spent I don't know, maybe a week or 8 days or 9 days we spent in water.
Yeah.
And it was, boy, I'll tell you, they put a lot of chlorine in the water because you've got a crew of 85 people just pissing this pool. Like, no one ever got it. No. People, we didn't have time for people to pee.
so you knew people were peeing.
Oh, I'm certain of it.
Did a look come across their faces? Huh? People would suddenly just.
That was good pee face. Yeah.
I don't mind doing that again.
Great giveaway. Yeah.
She just made me tinkle a little bit.
Just mid-sentence.
Yeah, I tinkled a little bit when you.
Well, I mean,
help it.
you pee. You're not supposed to pee in the pool, but no one got out, and I know because I had to be underwater with my eyes open, of course, as if I could see with my eyes open underwater.
Chris, did you pee?
I actually shit myself. Time is money on a movie like this.
Bryce, you were in the water.
Well, I was trapped in this gyrosphere, right?
In your defense.
In my defense. I just felt this freedom as I was working, you know what I mean? Like, I just was like really present.
You didn't pee.
That sound coming from every.
Claire was panicked. Lost it.
Yeah, she's such a good actress.
Yeah. Every time you've said that for the last like 7 months, I'm like,
wasn't my pee.
I'm just so deeply ashamed.
And that's when we team up and we sort of become best buds
on and off screen. And we fight these elemental creatures.
But now, filming together, like Jake, Tom, it sounds like was quite unsympathetic to you while you were filming. Didn't you get a little peaky?
Oh well, yeah. We were shooting a scene, and I got sick. I was very nauseous throughout the day, and in the middle of one of the takes, I threw up in the middle of the take and kept going. You know, but that's what acting's all about.
I was sitting opposite him, and I was like, how is he doing that? He is so good. He looks so tortured and so unwell and so like hurt. And then he basically just had a stomach bug.
And they actually CGI'd the vomit out of the shot. But if you look in the movie, my mouth is just partially open at one. I'm kidding. Are you kidding?
I was going to go back and see it again.
It was right there.
Yeah. My God. That's the Marvel Universe, just painting out the vomit. Chunk by chunk.
But my eyes were so expressive that they had to keep it in the movie. They couldn't redo the shot, you know?